Hello everybody and welcome back to the Prince of Persia 2008 walkthrough! It's time for us to take on our final fertile ground. And it is the City of Light, which is going to introduce us to another new mechanic, although this is basically the only area in the normal game where it turns up. Which is kind of weird, to be honest.
We just found another way to get killed. Is this ever going to stop?
Not until Ahriman is stopped.
Yeah, it's not stopping anytime soon.
Let's go on.
So, this is another thing that can get us killed. Basically, what you need to do is just time your movements very, very, very carefully. Otherwise, it will grab you and fling you about and attempt to kill you. Obviously you can't get killed because Elika will always save you, but still these things can cause you quite a bit of grief if you aren't careful. Also, there are a ridiculous amount of them, and I guess that kind of comes because, you know, they aren't used anywhere else in the entire standard campaign. And that sounds a little bit weird if you don't know that there is an epilogue, which is DLC bit which you can play. But yeah.
It's a bit like dating.
Really, these things aren't hard to avoid if you know the timing to run across them. I mean, it's basically as soon as they go in is a good time to run, because that way they all go in order. So it's not that difficult to avoid them all, but you could quite easily get caught out. Indeed we will. So now begins our fight and attempt to back the warrior into the cage, which I can see is going to last us quite a while. He gets very antsy and doesn't quite like to get trapped in here at all. And he will quite happily use his quick time event spamming powers to avoid getting trapped inside. Now, the Tower of Mars is arguably the hardest fight you have with the warrior in terms of getting him where you want to be. And this one you only have to get him into the cage, and that's not the difficult bit. Well, I say that's not the difficult bit, it kind of is the difficult bit, but because this is kind of your penultimate fight with the warrior, he really heavily spams the quick time events, which just prolong the fight a ridiculous amount. Like, my word, just such spamming just makes it last far longer than it ever needs to. I want to get to my final fertile grounds, thank you very much, warrior. Because we're nearly done with the game, damn you. There's always another way. Always. And, oh dear, we just lost Elika. Which, if he does a move that I don't want him to do, could end slightly badly for us. As long as he doesn't do the other one, as long as he doesn't do the other one, as long as he doesn't do the other one. Okay, he didn't do the other one, that is good. It means we can make our way over to Elika and get her up, and yeah, it's at this point that the use of QuickTime events does just seem completely ridiculous and way overused. Because as you've been able to see, pretty much the entirety of this fight has been just sitting through QuickTime events of the warrior. It's just ridiculous. But we've got him into the cage now. And with some expert maneuvering, he is trapped. Kind of, sort of for now. So we need to heal this fertile ground right now.
He's gone. You had a cage in your city square?
Of course. How do you think we scared our children? Be good, or you'll go in the cage and Ahriman will get you.
For real?
We kept animals in it for market, you idiot.
Well, when you rebuild this place, you should build a few more of them. It came in handy.
The city is gone. It was gone well before now.
Then what will you do?
Right now, we have to take care of the present. And that starts with us getting out of here. The last gate is opened.
This is the last step. Ahriman will be trapped.
Yes. We must return to the temple once this is done, but yes, we are close to stopping Ahriman escaping.
Okay then, princess. Let's go and save the world. You're on a mission from God, I get it.
It's not a mission from God, it's my mission. Ormaz is part of this, but this city is to do with me, my family.
You want to rest for a while?
Now, I have absolutely no idea why Elika is glowing right now and continuing to glow with the magic-y stuff going. I think it's a slight bug, but it looks cool, so I'm not going to complain too much. But also, we've healed all the fertile grounds that we are able to heal, so we are going straight to the finale, pretty much.
You built the City of Light in a cave?
The light shines brightest in the dark. That, and it's a lot safer when a dark god is trying to kill you all.
Safer, I suppose, if you don't count deaths from high-altitude bat droppings. You must have a plan for what you'll do next.
Do you?
I'm not the planning kind.
Maybe I'm learning from you.
How many of you
Aww.
were there before our...
Relations still growing,
They've all gone over
and
time.
I can't quite believe that I stumbled over saying relationship. My brain, right now, it's just gone.
Shining gold. Then the city faded. The marble was sold to feed the people. The city died. The people left. All that remains is legend.
Let's try
But
and both get through this.
even when things remain as just legend, that doesn't mean things are over. Because, as I've said numerous times before, the legend of King Arthur still lives on. I mean, the legends and myths of the Greeks remains as well, like my word. They're some of the most famous legends and myths out there. So things just being legend is not all bad. Also, we've breached 900 light seeds! Yay! And basically this is going to be our final full Lightseed hunt before we have our wonderful little, how shall I put it, Lightseed hunting bonanza in the areas that we missed. Well, that I missed because it was me playing. Like, that's going to take us a little while, because, as you will see, I did miss a reasonably large number of light seeds in total. Like, more than I would have liked. But there isn't a whole lot I could have done about some of it, anyway. But it does feel really nice to be so close to being nearly done with the main story, because I get to talk about something that I've been wanting to talk about for absolutely ages. I still can't talk about it just yet, because it's about the ending, but obviously we will discuss that when we discuss it. Now, I was very careful not to deal with the Black Gate until it was absolutely necessary in this area, largely because it's very, very, very easy to avoid getting near the Black Gate in this area, whereas in a lot of the other ones, it just doesn't happen.
We should go on.
Well, there is time, because, you know, we've just healed all the fertile grounds, so Ahriman's still going to have trouble getting out. We have plenty of time left, obviously. Now, whilst we are doing this Lightseed hunt, it kind of doesn't really fit to talk about it now, but it's either now or in our next Lightseed hunt, so I might as well discuss it now. So, I kind of avoided saying it, but the voice actor for the King is Fred Tattersall, who is a rather very prolific voice actor. He's been in a ridiculous amount of things, and you will probably recognise, well, you may not recognise his voice because he's very good at hiding it. But let's get some popular things that he has been in.
Good thing one of us can fly.
It's mostly kind of video games that you probably recognise him from. He's a Bistion in Tales of Symphonia, Frost Tiger in Beautiful Joe 2, Magneto and Sabretooth in the X-Men games from way back in 2002 and 2003. He is Balhite in Baiten Kaitos Origins, Typhon in God of War 2, Ratchet in Transformers the Game from 2007, Dr. Shake and Randall Novikov, well, / Randall Novikov in No More Heroes. He's voiced the Hulk in a variety of things. He has voiced Shifu in the Kung Fu Panda game, Atlas in God of War Chains of Olympus. He's voiced Ares in God of War 3, as well as other characters.
So, this is the Warrior's Fortress.
Bane in a variety of games as well. Also Magnus and Poseidon in Kid Icarus Uprising. And what is perhaps two of my favourite roles that he's ever done. He is the voice of Chugi and Professor Shirogane in The Wonderful 101, which I have recently done a walkthrough of. So that just makes me happy. that I get to bring up Wonderful 101 again.
When we go in there, it's gonna mean us or him, alright?
He holds some of the essence of this place. We have to free that if we are to trap Ahriman.
Then you can't flinch. You still want to think this warrior can be saved, but he's made his choice.
Now, we could just go and kill the warrior, but right now, let's collect our final batch of light seeds in this area. And because Alika is doing her glowy thing still, we're getting a sound effect, which it's really odd. I think it might be to do with getting past 900 light seeds, because I seem to recall it happening when I played the game previously, so I think it is an intentional thing, but I don't know why. Also, really irritatingly, we're going to have to make that journey again, because I missed the wonderful light seed that's at the top of that ramp. It's a bit of a mean one, because I think what you're technically meant to do is sort of drop off the ring onto the platform, but I'm not sure whether the ring is exactly in a position to allow you to get that light seed at all. But despite that, this is a very, very, very smooth run of all the light seeds in this area. They're not particularly difficult to locate, which I'm very grateful for, because at this point, you just kind of want to finish the game in as nice and quick a time as possible. No matter how much you do find it enjoyable. Look, I still have no idea why they decided to change the camera angle right there for that single moment. It makes practically no sense to me as to why that single jump needs that camera change. I mean, I guess it might be because you don't quite see when you reach the edge of the slopey platform, but it's kind of pretty obvious when you do reach the end, so you should be able to find it. And upon using the Wings of Ormazd, we are going to get our final 5 light seeds for this area, and then it is time for us to finally defeat the warrior, show him what we're worth, and then after collecting the final batch of light seeds, which is about, so we'll get 966, it's like 30-40 light seeds from the areas that we've missed, and then it'll be time to take on Ahriman. So we are right at the end of the game now. Let's do this.